Hey, Zentis here with another Draw Steel Elements Obsidian plugin tutorial, and in this video we're going to be going over the initiative tracker, which is probably the most complicated so far of the elements in the plugin. So yeah, let's dive in. Don't feel bad if this one is a little rough. Such is the nature of the beast, and I plan on making like a element builder features that will on one side it'll help you autocomplete the code block, and then on the other side I think I want to have the ability to actually like build out the elements from some kind of UI. So it'll pop up a modal and it'll fill out a form, and then it'll create the actual like initiative tracker for you. But until then, this is what we're stuck with. So let's head over to initiative tracker in here, and then let's pull this documentation to the side. Have that open for us. Anything I go over in this video, there'll be all of the fields and details about them in this documentation here. But over in our vault, let's open a new file. We'll call this test initiative, and I'm going to open that up instead of actually creating the file because I'm a silly. Initiative. Shift enter. All right, good to go. As with all the others, we're going to create a code block, and DS initiative or IT should work. IT for initiative tracker. And I think here I'm actually just going to copy this quick start example to get us going. Again, remember to paste as plain text. You can do that in the right click or Control-Shift-V. Just to get us started, because it's annoying to make all these tabs and things like that. And with that, we should have something to get us started. Let's go ahead and edit these. Okay, so here at the top level, we have heroes, we have enemy groups, and then we have villain power, which is actually a typo. I need to fix this. It's just malice these days. I think it's backwards compatible, but it'll accept villain power for a little bit longer until I break that out. Depending on when you're watching this video, it may already be gone. But let's start with heroes. Okay, so heroes, we have an array of heroes. Right now we have two. We have Frodo and Sam. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for using those names. Let's go with that. In here, the images do not live there. I just pulled in some random media images. Let's say Frodo is this rogue. Sure, why not? Does this actually work? It does. So if you're going to do links inside the YAML, I highly recommend surrounding them with quotes. It might work without them. Let's actually just see. Does it work without them? Does not work without them. All right, you might have to you have to do quotes. So Sam is a rogue, sure, why not? And then Frodo is a rogue, and let's say Sam is Maggie, sure, why not? Maybe we'll actually call these. Let's say this is Maggie, and Frodo is not this. We'll call this Zentis. Zentis is playing a rogue. Check that out. All right, got their icons in there. Zentis, Maggie, 80 and 90 health. That seems a little high for first level. Let's make those 30 and 35. All right, those reflected. Sounds good. Looking good. Let's move on. All right, so we have our enemy groups. Enemy groups are going to also be an array. They will be collections of all the individual groups of enemies that will be taking turns. They might call them something different in the packet. They might call them initiative groups or something like that. But anyway, each one of these is going to represent when it's the director's turn, one of these will go. So in the UI, they're going to get one of these boxes. So you get multiple of them to take turns with. Let's call these like the frontliners. My cursor. Frontliners, we'll say that. And then so they have a name, and they have the creatures that are actually in this specific enemy group. For starters, we have an orc. We'll say each orc has 40 stamina, and there's going to be 4 orcs. So you could, of course, copy paste this 4 times and say amount 1, or you can just create one of these creature types and then say amount 4. And then there's also there's a creature type of troll, and there's only one of them in here. So let's fix these images. I have this orc berserker. Forgive me for using these images without permission. Don't sue me. And there we go. All right, we have these images. So I said there were 4 orc berserkers, or orcs, I guess, in here, and then 1 troll. And then what we can do, I'll go over how to use all these things, but these are almost like tabs or cards or whatever. You can click on them, and then this top area shows all of that. You'll notice that since I modified some stuff, now this blew out and filled in a bunch of the blanks for us. But for the most part, that's all there. And then let's actually give ourselves another force. Let's go down here. I know it's very confusing to see where to put this. We'll do it above, actually. Let's paste that in correctly. So this is the frontliners, and let's call these the reinforcements. And then let's say there's orcs, and let's just say there's 3 of them. Once again, we will take this image, put it in there, and there's no, let's say there's no troll in this one. Okay, let's render this up. And now we have, sorry for the scroll. We have our 2 heroes. We have our 2 enemy groups. We have the reinforcements and the frontliners. Reinforcements are not going to go yet. I'll probably have a better way to represent this in the future. But for now, this is what we will go with. We have our initiative tracker ready to go. Let's just go through this UI a little bit. At the start, we have reset round. I'll go over that when we do actual taking turns. Then we have reset and counter state. And what this is going to do is anytime we like change our stamina or anything like that, it's going to adjust all the values in here. So you'll see that you know, there's like current stamina, temp stamina, things like that, and then there's max stamina. So obviously, when they take damage, this will be reduced, and then I can just hit reset and counter state, and it'll reset everybody back up to max or the initial state of the initiative tracker. But yeah, first things first is we'll do turns. So these here are little buttons that we can check to indicate who's taken their turn already. So let's say Zentis takes their turn, then the reinforcements with frontliners, and then Maggie, and then reinforcements aren't there yet. So we are done with this round. At the end of the round, we'll be able to hit the reset round button. And it's just going to clear all these for us. I might tie in some extra features into that. But for now, I think it just clears the turn state. I'll also mention that by the time you're watching this video, I intend to move these buttons into like a little like a triple more options kind of thing over here. But for now, they're up here. But I'll look different in the future. So those are turns. So you can track that all through. And then let's say Zentis goes first and targets orc number 2 here, and then deals some damage to him. So what you can do here is you can either double click on the card here, or you can just click on the stamina here. Either way, you're going to pop up this edit stamina modal. And in the middle here, we have their stamina. So you can just increment these. You can also just set them manually if you need to. This isn't changing the actual data right now. This is just like a place to, like a staging area for what to do. It's not until you hit this button down here that the changes here will take effect. So you can change health here. If they're like if it's just like, you know, the damage is like, oh, you take 16 damage, you can just type in 16 here and hit damage, and it'll apply that. Or the same thing for healing, 16 healing, it'll just apply that. Sometimes there's just AoE effects, and you got to kill a bunch of like, you know, minions or whatever very quickly. So I found it was nice to have like a kill button that you could just kind of go in here and hit kill, apply, click, kill, apply, or you can double click or whatever, kill, apply. There, killed 3 people super quick instead of like calculating out damage and things like that. That can be nice. Finally, there's a full heal that'll apply, or you can spend a recovery. That's probably not allowed. Probably shouldn't be able to go above your health. That looks like a bug. But a recovery will spend a third, which I didn't originally have on enemies, but then I think I found like a boss monster that allowed someone to take a recovery or something. Other than that, temporary stamina, which I don't think actually shows here. What it will do is it'll show you like a +5 here. I want to edit this to actually represent it in the in this health bar as well. But for now, that is that. And then any changes that you make, if you know, player changes their turn or something like that, you can just hit the reset button and it'll reset back to the original state, or you can just close it out. So those are the edit stamina modals, and then so you can do that for players as well. The only difference with players is that they're additionally going to have this dying portion. So their 0 HP is going to be at the beginning of that. So let's take 35 damage and brings us down to this line, and then anything below that is going to be negative, and it's going to take us into that. So cool. So they're at negative 16 out of 35. Poor Maggie. Rough life. So that goes through. Right now, there's obviously there's no way for these to be removed necessarily from this UI. I did that intentionally because I was thinking about situations where maybe there's a boss minion or something, or like a shaman or something like that, and it can like resurrect dead things. So I just wanted to leave the cards there. I know they're kind of in the way, but that's actually intentional for now until I decide that's a bad idea. Maybe I'll make it like an optional feature or something like that. But for now, we're gonna leave the dead cards visible. Cool. That's that. That's basically all the health stuff. Malice, you can increase these, decrease these. Like I said, maybe the reset round is actually going to modify your malice for you. But for now, you can just track that there. And then I think that's mostly it. The last thing is just conditions. This is not in the final state. I'm not super thrilled with how this is looking, but uh, if a creature or whatever needs to take a condition, basically you can come in here and you can add them. So let's say they're invisible and bleeding or whatever. You can add those, and they'll just set these up, and then you can highlight them, and it'll say what they are. You can click them to remove them as needed. It's kind of a poor man's condition tracking. Um, that's that. But then I also I kind of wanted maybe multiple effects from different sources, things like that. I wanted some customization. So let's say there's the bleeding effect. You can actually click on the cog that appears when you highlight next to it, and then you can apply color to it, and you also can apply effects. So there are like just really basic stuff. I mean, there's nothing really fancy here. Um, Different effects for whatever suits it most. I found that when I'm actually like running an encounter, it almost takes too long to make these, but maybe you can get really fast with it and just be like, oh, I need this to be blue, and let's go with the glow. Sure, done. Maybe not too bad. Maybe it is. I don't know. We'll figure out something in the future. But for now, you can apply effects, and you can apply them to your creatures as well as needed. So now this orc is there. I'll probably do some. I want to have some indicators actually on the cards themselves, so you can know like, oh, the orc number 4 is slowed, and not just have it in this like title bar. But other than that, that's about it. I'll show you the reset and counter state. Gives you a little warning, then resets everything down to their default state. It's kind of nice. And yeah, everything's going to be tracked in your markdown code block, so you can port it over to other things. But yeah, like I said, this is probably the most complicated of all of them, and there's no integration with like the stat blocks right now. You just kind of got to type them in manually, but one day we will enhance those things. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, that's it. Later. Just kidding, that wasn't the end of the video. I totally forgot to go over minions. So let's go through and actually add some minions. So there's some fields in here that we can add. Let's add a minion group. Let's actually turn the reinforcement to minions. The little guys. Cool. Orc. Orklets. Orklets. That's a new thing. They're only going to have 10 HP. But more importantly, we need to set. Where is it? Is squads. This is on the enemy groups. That's up here actually. So underneath the name, we'll do is underscore squad, and then this is a boolean, so it'll be true or false. So this is a squad, a minion group, and then other than that, let's say the orklets, they're not here. Why is that here? That's because it fills it in anyway. What do we need? Squad roll. Squad underscore roll. That's here. String optional. If an enemy group is a squad, indicates the creature's role as a captain or a minion. So these are the minions. But then let's also add one orc. Copy from here. Paste that in. Delete the extra line. Don't need that. Sure, we'll go with those. We have one of these guys. Max stamina is 40, and then we'll add a new field here. Squad role is captain. Okay, pull that there. And then this should render a little different orc. It's hard to tell because I use the same image, so I'm just gonna we'll just use the troll for the orklets, whatever those are. All right, so we have our 3 minions here, 10 stamina each, and then we have our captain. And the reason I wanted to show this, other than how to configure it, is that these guys will abide by a little bit of different rules. So their stamina bar, their stamina modal will be a little different. So let's double click on one of these. Oh, just kidding. Why is this not working? We did something wrong. Minion is squad. Why is this false? Didn't I set this to true? I'm losing my mind. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we have three minions in our group, so 30 or 30 health. They have 10 health. Excuse me, I said health. Stamina. They have 30 stamina as a pool and 10 each. So then if we click on one of these, we can see that we can edit the pool. We have these little notches in our stamina bar. So if we need to, one of these minions is going to take 5 damage or whatever. You can do that. Or alternatively, let's reset this. Let's say we need to apply that 5 damage to 21 minions. 5 damage to 2 minions, and it'll automatically do the math out for us. 5 times 2 is 10. And then you'll notice down here that it says 10 damage will kill 1 minion. Select one of those minions to kill. So let's say they dealt that to orklet number 1 and 2, and we'll decide to kill orklet number 2. Hit that button, and then this will appear. If you don't hit it, you shouldn't be able to go on. Obviously, if this goes to 3, it doesn't kill another one. But let's reduce this down so we can see it all the way. This should change. Should be good to go. Then, once you click that, it'll indicate these 2 guys are dead. This one is still alive. The minion pool as a total has 10 of 30. Of course, you can track individual minion health through or less than the multiples of 10, things like that. And then the regular orc, the captain, he has a normal stamina edit modal because he is not part of the minion pool. So just want to mention that. And that's how you would set up your minion squads. And that's it. Later for real this time.